Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Like I've said to you before, when you open up your door for business, you're opening up your space, and you are inviting customers in. They have a right to critique that particular establishment. They can talk about the service, they can talk about the product, they can talk about the efficacy of whatever is going on, whatever you're saying. Here it is, and this is what is going to happen and should happen. They can talk about if it did happen and what they expected to happen based on what you say should happen. They can talk about their experience. Okay, so here there are someone is talking about Darnel Greenidge, the owner of Point A to Point B, formerly St. Philip Auto and Monumental Watches, and they're saying he is being accused of being a scammer, and he's scamming people, and it needs to be called out. That's what they're saying. He sold a Suzuki Swift and gave an evaluation for the Swift for $34,000, and when they did another value for the same Swift, it was only $21,000. It's a $13,000 difference. And when the valuation company that Point A to Point B said they used, when they called that particular company had no record of Darnel Greenidge ever going to them to get them to sign off on a valuation. So it's all bogus. It's all bogus. So what happens is someone will get a loan based on the $34,000 valuation, and since that was bogus and they got a loan, they have we call it upside down. You owe more than you should. It's like inflation to the nth degree. You owe more than you care to. Sometimes you need to walk away from it. Sometimes when the market falls, but the market didn't really fall. This guy is being accused of being a scammer. Okay, sometimes the market corrects itself, but that didn't happen. But when the market corrects itself, you can find yourself holding on to a loan that it's not worth holding on to. And you have to decide, am I going to stay or am I going to leave? You know, it's up to you how much your system can take. But this guy is being accused of padding the books. There's certain things that we say here in America that people will understand what's being done. And in Barbados, what you would call him a grifter? I don't know. A scammer, just a scammer alone, but that's the word they used. But you have to be careful with this particular company, Point A to Point B, formerly known as St. Philip Auto, and he also has a watch company called Monumental Watches. Okay, Monumental Watches, Darnel Greenidge. So just be very careful when you go to him to get a valuation for a car. In fact, don't use it. Don't be careful. It's not a matter of being careful. Just don't go there. Just don't go there. Find out. I'll find out. I'll try here on Naked Departure. If you have had a bad experience with Point A to Point B, that company owned by Darnel Greenidge, state it in a comment on Naked Departure. Let people know. Information is key. Information is key. You need information so that you can make better decisions. You need information so you can make decisions, not better, so you can make a decision one way or another. You need the information that you weigh the pros and the cons, but you need information. Okay, so if you need your car, if you're planning on buying a car, you need to have it, evaluated to see how much it's worth, and, have an expert go through the ins and outs of that particular car. Maybe you should not go to Point A to Point B. Okay, do not go to point A to point B, okay, until this is all worked out, unless, this is worked out to your satisfaction. But for now, put point A to point B on hold and do some more discovery to discover if this particular customer has a point. Did this customer, make a good point? Is it valuable information that you're getting from this particular customer that is saying that they were defrauded in a way, they were scammed by the owner of point A to point B, and the owner is Darnel Greenidge, okay? This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.